If you're going to go for feminized seeds, what this is we're taking a female plant and we're basically going to spray the plant with something. So what a lot of people use commercially is something called silver thiosulfate. So it's a mix of sodium thiosulfate and silver nitrate. You can get them on Amazon as individual things, but the silver nitrate's a little bit more of a tricky one to track down, but I know I have found it on Amazon now lately. Other people use something like colloidal silver. So really what this is doing is it's going to block the ethylene pathways in the plant. So instead of the female plant throwing out kind of during flower, the pistils and kind of that bud formation, it's going to force that plant to throw out male pollen sacs instead. So this way we can basically use that as our kind of male pollen donor. And from there, it only has female chromosomes. So when I cross that to a normal plant, I'm only going to get female seeds that come out of this. So when we're looking at doing the conversion process, typically what you want to do is I get like a little 1 liter sprayer and I will just spray the plant till runoff that I want to be the male plant. And again, I'm typically going to spray this plant about 5 days before I even initiate flower. I want to make sure that those pathways are being blocked as effectively as possible. So after 5 days, I'll put that male plant into flower and I'm going to spray that plant essentially every 5 days from the first day I sprayed it for, I'd say, 3 to 4 times. And you'll usually get a very strong conversion of that plant. So again, when we're talking about flowering, I'm going to put this male into flower 1 week prior to any female plants that I want going into that same kind of flowering area. And this just allows it to basically have that full conversion, make those pollen sacs open and be viable dropping pollen and be great.
So just to clarify then, you'll take a feminized seed, put it through this process, and it will come out completely male rather than a herm?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it a lot depends on the coverage. So the cool thing about this is that if you wanted to spray a plant and say you want to self the plant or have it pollinate itself. So what you could do is spray literally just that top cola that's going to be forming, that top kind of meristem, and leave the rest of the plant. I've done it in ways where I've put you don't have to be fancy with any of this stuff, right? I've taken a piece of like Bristol board or a bag and just put it around so the bottom part isn't getting covered, spray that top cola. That part will produce male pollen flower or pollen sacs, and then it'll start dropping pollen on the bud sites that form below because the bottom part of the plant won't convert. It's only whatever you're spraying that kind of has that conversion. So you find getting a very thorough spray on that plant is going to be the best bet for you to get that conversion.
So could I do like one of the secondary branches? Let's say I still want to flower what I want the male, side to be, and then collect that pollen later on, or would you suggest it's more effective to have the male in the tent with the female plants?
It really depends what you want to do. I've done a lot of like really crazy stuff and I play around with different kind of methods all the time, but I've had some plants where I would take kind of a bottom secondary bud site. I'll spray that with a silver thiosulfate or an STS, and basically take that branch as it starts pollinating, and I'll move it beside the plant next to it that has a lower secondary and just put a bag over it. You can use a paper bag, like a lunch bag, nothing too fancy, just a paper bag with a zip tie on each side. And that pollen will then pollinate those 2 branches only. And the rest of your tent, you can still flower, you can still collect that and not worry about seed most of the time.